Hello everyone, it's Nikki here and welcome back to another video, or welcome if you're new. Today I'm going to be doing another part to my series of tips that hot girls don't want you to know. I've done a travel one, a finance one, a makeup one, a self-care one, and now I'm coming to you with one of my favorite topics, which is hair. I am a hair girl through and through. I've been doing, little braids on my Barbies when I was little. I dyed my hair at home multiple times, bleached it. I've done a lot of things to my hair, and I think I've learned some really good haircut tips, hair care tips, and styling tips, which I will be sharing with you today. I was initially going to film this video with a blowout, have it all neat and nice, but I realized there's not enough curly, wavy girls out there who, frankly, embrace their frizz. So this is basically my natural hair. I do a little bit of straightening at the front for the bangs, but otherwise, this is how she is. If I mention any products in this video, just know that they are linked in the description box for you, just to make it easier to find, and I hope that helps. Alright, let's get started with the first topic of haircut tips. Haircuts are a funny thing. I feel like we all go in trends. Recently it's been a lot of long layers and curtain bangs, things like that. Also bobs are making a comeback in the summer, which I love to see. So the first tip I have for you is to get a haircut based on your face shape, based on your proportions, your angles. I don't know if you've ever seen those TikToks where a guy comes into a barbershop and then at the end of the video he looks like a completely different person. Hair can really change your appearance, and if you don't do the right haircut based on your face shape, then you're kind of doing it wrong. I'd recommend first determining your face shape. There's a couple of face shapes out there, like round, oval, heart shape. Look at your face in the mirror and be like, okay, I think I have that one. Then simply just find a celebrity that has your face shape and look at what haircuts look best on them. A few little general rules that I think we all know is that bangs look good on larger foreheads. Long hair suits round faces as it elongates the face naturally. Anyone with a square face shape looks better with softer layers because that kind of softens the angles as well in your face. And pixie cuts and bobs look really good on people with defined facial features. My mom has had a pixie cut since the 80s and it looks so good still, but I know I would never be able to pull one off. Next, I think we've all heard that we have to get regular trims on our hair, but I actually asked my hairstylist this, and she doesn't think it's as necessary as some people may think. If you're trying to grow out your hair, then I'd say do a trim every 3 months. The key term that you could ask for at your hair salon is called dusting, so that way you can keep your length but still trim the dead ends. But yeah, as long as you do it somewhat regularly, you don't have to stick to that monthly trim schedule. I think that's kind of a myth. Now, if you have curly hair, here's some big news for you. Our hair does not work the same as straight hair. What? I used to have this mistake a lot because I simply did not know, but when you go to a salon, make them do a dry cut on you. Do not let them drench your hair and then start cutting it, because they're not going to know what your curls look like afterwards. It can look completely different when it's dry. And my last tip for hairstyling is to always communicate with your hairstylist, from the beginning to the end. If you don't like something, say it. Be clear on the inspiration photos as well. There's so many times that a hairstylist will just do a quick glance on your inspo photo and not actually retain what you want them to do. Also, go to someone that is actually going to tell you what can be done on your hair. I had one very traumatic salon experience. This was the first time I've ever gone to a professional salon, and I asked them if I can go from brunette to blonde. And she was very yeah, let's do it, let's get started. And then at the end, it just looked the exact same as when I first walked in. So having that communication with your hairstylist, not being afraid to speak up if you don't like something, talk to them and make them understand your issue, because they can't read your mind and you want to make it very clear for people. Now let's move on to hair care. Alright, so the first thing I want to talk about is hair growth. So there's been this myth for ages on YouTube to speed up your hair growth, make your hair grow faster magically. And I just want to tell you that that is BS. You can't actually speed up your hair growth, but you can maintain your hair growth for the rate that it's supposed to grow at. Everyone's hair is going to grow very differently based on genetics, and there's not much you can change with that. But if you maintain your health and maintain the things that your hair needs, like nutrients that it needs for optimal growth, then it's just going to continue growing at the rate instead of slowing down. Because yeah, hair growth can slow down, but it can't speed up. If you want to maintain that regular rate for your hair to grow, I really recommend starting from the inside. So take vitamins. You can go either for hair growth supplements. Nutrafol is one that I found works pretty good. Not sponsored, I just remember trying them a few years back and I liked it. Or if you want to break it down a little more into more specific vitamins, then the ones that are the best for hair growth are omega-3, biotin, D3, zinc, and iron. I personally take omega-3, D3, and iron. Also, other than vitamins and supplements, you can also incorporate foods that are rich in those vitamins into your diet more. Salmon is an amazing source of omega-3. Eggs, spinach, sweet potatoes, avocados, Greek yogurt, berries, beans, lentils, all that. Alright, we've talked about what you could do from the inside, but now what are some things that you could do on the outside to help your hair grow? So if you've done your research, you probably know that oiling your hair is really, really good. But I used to get really confused with what kind of oil I should use on my hair. Like there was coconut oil, avocado, argan oils, castor oils. I didn't know what to use. Castor oil, side note, terrible. It made my hair so sticky, I could not get it out. But this is what a lot of hairstylists and people in the hair industry have said: rosemary oil. This is the one I use from Amazon, and I'll do this process either weekly or bi-weekly and just put a couple drops all over my scalp, not the ends, not the actual hair, just the scalp, and then I'll just leave it in like a relaxed hairstyle for 2 to 3 hours, but I'll never do it overnight. Reason being is because 2 to 3 hours is enough to like nourish your hair and get the effects, and I don't want the oil spreading onto my pillowcase and then like affecting my skin afterwards, getting into my pores and clogging them up. Like, I don't want that. Now, if you're looking for a hair serum that you could do for your hair every single day and just kind of keep the process going, the Ordinary one is the one that I've heard a lot of people use. It's affordable, it works, and it doesn't leave your hair with any kind of like weird residue afterwards, so it's good for the everyday process. However, if you're struggling with a little more serious hair loss, then I would recommend looking into some more serious serums. Obviously, do your own research first, maybe even consult with a doctor. But there's this serum that I got recommended from a friend's boyfriend that has helped with actual serious hair loss. Now let's talk about another important thing. How should you be washing your hair? Let's start with hot water not being good for your hair, okay? Especially in the winter, your scalp is so much more prone to like drying out, which is why you may experience that flaky skin on your scalp that you may confuse with dandruff. Stick to lukewarm or warm water, and if you want to go the extra step, then start rinsing your hair with cold water at the end of your showers to help reduce frizz and also retain shine. Shampoo and conditioner placements. Did you know that shampoo should only stick to your scalp? It shouldn't go on the rest of your hair because the rest of your hair does not need it, and it's just kind of stripping away its moisture. It cleans this part of your hair enough by having the shampoo from your scalp run down with water when you're rinsing it. Conditioner, on the other hand, should be placed on the rest of your hair, but not your scalp, because it kind of weighs your hair down and prevents the volume from really popping off. And I know that a lot of people are skipping this important step, but you are not using a clarifying shampoo enough. Every month, instead of your regular shampoo, replace that with a clarifying shampoo. These clarifying shampoos are called clarifying shampoos. You're going to see the word clarifying in them. And what they do is help get rid of all of that product buildup that your hair has stored for the past month. If you're like me and have colored hair, something that my hairstylist recommended to me was Redken's Cream Cleanser. Now, if you have colored or bleached hair, or you're looking to fix a specific concern for your hair, then go with the specific concern shampoo. For example, anyone with blonde hair should be using a purple shampoo once in a while just to get rid of brassiness. But yeah, do your research with the kind of shampoos and conditioners that you use, because a lot of them suck. Make sure that any shampoo or conditioner is sulfate free. There's a common detergent that a lot of shampoo and conditioners will have that's not safe for curly hair or colored hair. It's called SLS, sodium lauryl sulfate. Now, when you're drying your hair, stick away from your regular towel. That is the mistake that I was doing for years, and I genuinely saw the frizz that comes with it too. A special hair towel is going to be so much better for drying your hair, and the one I use is Crown Affair. It's really, really good, and a lot of other curly-haired girls like it for reducing frizz. If you don't want to go that far, then just consider a cotton t-shirt at least, because that's even better than a regular towel. Already it's going to help with frizz and breakage. Continuing with hair washing products, I thought I'd mention another thing that we don't really think about when we're choosing our products, and that is fragrance and also the way that it affects your skin. If you struggle with back acne or breakouts on your back or around your face, like around your scalp, that could be from your shampoo and conditioner or other hair products of yours. Even just products with a lot of fragrance are not good, because that fragrant ingredient is sometimes the problem. If you're looking for a brand that is acne safe and also fragrance free, a brand that I've recently found is called Scene. They have shampoos, conditioners, leave-in conditioners, and a bunch of other products that were scientifically tested to be acne safe. Also, if you've ever struggled with that dry scalp that I was talking about, the way that I helped mine was to order this like exfoliator or scrub that I did only once or twice, but it helped solve the issue immediately. But think of it kind of like as an exfoliator, and you're exfoliating that dead skin off and your scalp will look so much clearer. And another thing I've heard is really, really good for hair growth is scalp massages. You don't massage your scalp enough, and it is such a relaxing thing, and it promotes circulation. It helps your follicles just like work better. But yeah, even with one of those little like brushes that are meant for scalp massages, I do it with a hair mask in the shower, and I'll just like stand there, you know, massaging my hair. It kind of has the same effect of like brushing your hair. When you brush your hair and you're stimulating your scalp to like feel something, then you're also promoting circulation. Oh, and speaking of brushing your hair, do not brush your wet hair. Your hair works as kind of like an elastic when it's in the shower, and it's much more stretchy and easier to break. Or if you really need to detangle, then just make sure you have like some kind of hair mask in or conditioner in, and you're doing it in the shower, but with either a wide tooth comb or a specific wet brush that you can get on Amazon for like $10. And if you want to achieve that beautiful, shiny, silky hair that you get after you walk out of a salon, you can actually do this at home by using a hair gloss. I think these things are like a recent product that I've discovered because I used to only think that you could get it at a salon. But there's been some hair glosses that you can actually do at home and just put it in your hair and rinse it out. Or there's the ones that get your hair glossy when you're styling your hair and when it's already like washed. I've tried both, and I do think the rinsing one works a little bit better. Now let's talk about how you should protect your hair when you sleep, because that is another thing that a lot of us are overlooking. Silk and satin pillowcases are amazing at reducing frizz and not waking up like this in the morning. And I've been a victim of bad pillowcases, trust me. And make sure that you're putting your hair in a protective hairstyle overnight. I mean, for curly haired girls, it's like an essential. If not, I'll wake up with just so many tangles. I either do like one French braid or two, or I do those twists that you part your hair like twice and you just kind of twist it and it stays. Whenever you have a hair mask in or anything, just consider a braid, because your hair is at its most relaxed state and it's protected at the same time. Another thing you can consider for protecting your hair in the night is bonnets. If you don't want to go the silk pillowcase route, then bonnets are like perfect for this. So that concludes our hair care tips. Let's move on to our last section, which is styling tips. Okay, so the one thing that stays in my routine every single day is a lightweight hair oil. I've had my fair share of hair oil mistakes, and I know what it's like to have really greasy looking hair after you use a hair oil. The key is to only use a few drops and like really spread it into your hands and then go through your hair, rather than putting it on like a certain area of your hair. And the one that I use is from my hair salon, and it's honestly the one that I stand by. It's the best out of the ones I've tried. Olaplex, to be fair, is also really good. It's very lightweight. But yeah, no crazy castor oil here, nothing that's gonna like weigh down your hair and just look greasy. But basically why we do this is because shampoos tend to strip a lot of the natural oils that your hair has, so you kind of want to bring that moisture back in. Next, I know that it's tempting to blow dry your hair all the time, but you should let your hair air dry once in a while and just go to its natural state. Heat, as we know, is terrible for your hair, and if you just keep doing it, then it's not going to do your hair any good. Also, even when you're drying your hair should technically reach like 80% dryness before you even start putting any heat tools on it. Before you start styling, get your hair routine down pat. Have a couple of products that you're using before your hair gets completely dry, just so that it's able to absorb those products and really retain more moisture. The first product I would put into my hair is K18. This is just really good for breakage. Leave-in conditioner would be the next product, and this one is just super important to have in your routine, I've heard. After that would come either like a curly styling cream or a mousse, just to help with volume, but some kind of styling product if you're trying to achieve a certain kind of result. And lastly, right before you start styling your hair, make sure to go in with a heat protectant. Do not skip this product. Heat protectants are so essential. Even if you're in the sun for long or you go to a sauna, you want to make sure that your hair is protected up to like a certain high temperature. If our hair tools are so hot that they can easily burn your skin if you touch them, then why are we using that on our hair without any hair protector? That's awful. You also want to make sure that you're drying your scalp first and then doing the rest of your hair. And something that I've tried that actually works is blow drying your roots upside down so that they kind of dry and gravity is pulling them downwards, and it works, I swear. Now, if you have bangs and you really want them to stay and have a certain kind of shape, clip your bangs and have them sit there. And whether you're blow drying or Dysoning your hair, just put the tool on the coolest setting at the very end just to help lock in that style, because it will make it last longer. And anytime that you want to refresh your bangs and make them still look voluminous as if you just got them done, you want to blow dry your hair to the one side, then blow dry to the other side, and then kind of alternate a few times like that, and then finally blow dry it up and curl them inwards. And the side to side method will really help put that volume back. Hair ties. Hair ties matter. You don't want to be using the hair ties that are constantly breaking, because if they're breaking on their own, then they're probably breaking your hair with it. I'd say just leave the hair ties behind and fully go for silk scrunchies. Like, scrunchies are a girl's best friend. And if you've ever used those tiny little rubber bands that you sometimes will do for like cool hairstyles or something, those are hard to get out, and some online hack that I found was to use a straightener to help break them, and then that way you could just pull them out. I don't know if I love this hack. I have tried it and it does work, but it does kind of leave heat on your hair for longer, so you kind of just want to like clip it rather than keeping it there for a while, because hair breakage, not good. If you experience a lot of flyaways, there's this one product from Living Proof that I found that has been a game changer. I swear, with just a couple of sprays, it gets rid of all my frizz, and it's kind of like magic. I don't know how it works, but it does. Another little thing for flyaways or even updos where your hair pieces just keep coming out is to use clear brow gel, because it already has the perfect brush to help tame that. Or this product that I found that's kind of like a clear mascara, but it's specifically for hair, is also really, really good. And if you're doing an updo, this brush is a game changer. My roommate has it and I started using it and I was like, that's how the girls on Pinterest are getting their perfect updos, like so smooth, so perfect, because of this brush. So I'll use that brush in combination with like a regular comb, and I'll first do the comb and then I'll really perfect the updo by using that brush. And if you are a fan of updos, just remember to not do them too often, because as Jojo Siwa has shown us, it pulls your hairline up and you don't want... maybe you do, actually. Maybe you do. But yeah, updos too often just tug on the roots too much. Alright, I think that is it for the tips. I hope this video helped you guys. If it did, make sure to, of course, give it a thumbs up. You know, maybe consider subscribing. I don't know. No pressure. No pressure. And any products I mentioned, I will leave in the description box for you to check out. And I hope that you have not only a wonderful day, but a wonderful hair day. Okay, bye.